Okay, I'm gonna talk about my fifth video here with my third day at Boys and Girls Club because it was a long day. I was there for 2.5 hours. So at this point, I've had up to 5 hours of my time at Boys and Girls Club. So half my experience there has been great. And again, in the last two videos, I kind of talked about stereotypes, genders, and how they both associate with each other. And then this next video, I kind of wanted to talk about a few other things. So let's see. I talked about social construction before and race. I noticed that kids at the early elementary age, they don't really understand like race or anything like that, and that's kind of a big thing that we've been talking about, like racism or being racist. And so far in my experience at Boys and Girls Club, there haven't been any acts of race or racism, or anyone being racist or talking about race. Like race has never been brought up, which is a good thing, because Boys and Girls Club is very diverse, and that's the way that they like it, and they have good core values and everything. Um, but I know that color blindness exists even at an early age. So color blindness is going to be my topic. As you know, like for kids, race doesn't really matter as much because they don't really think about it. They don't really associate real problems to what they experience because it's not really a problem or shouldn't be a problem at that age. Although there are some cases where there are some schools around the countries where teachers can be racist, and that can really have a negative impact on a child or a classroom. And there have been many instances of that. But this mainly pertains to like education and children. And they, again, it's good because it's important for the kids to understand that those issues exist. But I think some of them at such an early age, I think the bigger question is when is an appropriate age or grade to tell these kids, like, okay, here are the real problems, and like just being able to help them understand that it's a problem, but like to not make it like too much of a reality for them, if that makes sense. But just helping them understand like a little bit more history and like a little bit more concepts that they can relate to and associate with, but like in a positive way, in a educational, multicultural type of experience. And again, like the biggest question is like when and at what age should they learn certain things about different conversations, when it comes to like racism, colorblindness, and all that. And like some kids, they don't even know what it means to be colorblind, but a lot of people, especially Caucasian, or people that aren't of color, they have a hard time understanding what it's like to be a person of color. And so I feel like for some kids of color, that is a reality that they experience, because you can see how they see there are non-intentional biases that occur between kids and stuff, and it's not that they're intending to be racist or anything like that, but it just happens to be where you see some kids of color that they do notice a little bit more than kids that don't notice it. And so like it's super interesting to just be able to observe and see how they react to certain things. And so yeah, like for example, in the gym while all the kids were meeting up, Miss Cassidy is great. She's like the main person in charge, and so this time around, she had a whole bucket of candy, and she was asking kids questions about how they should behave, and like how to be respectful, and like what they should do and so forth in certain situations. And then based on the kids that raised their hand, she would give them a piece of candy. But I just noticed that there were some kids, that didn't have the opportunity, that wanted to answer those questions. And I don't know, I just, like, you can just kind of see how it all comes together, but it can be very unintentional. So yeah, that's kind of just something I wanted to talk about, how some people don't notice that they are colorblind, even though it is a thing. So yeah, that's it for my 5th video, and I plan on talking about other concepts moving forward. So I still have 5 more hours left of Boys and Girls Club. Thank you.